Tyler, go.
Hey everybody, welcome to E3 Day 1, 2021. This is Generation Xbox. I'm your host, Tyler. How's everybody doing? Steven, how are you?
Very good, very good. Well, mostly good, I guess. I've been sick all week, Monday night. I went to bed and all of a sudden I had like a chills and stuff. I woke up and I was working on the website, which is live now. I think it looks pretty good, generationxbox.com.
It's looking very good.
Anyways, I was working on that on Tuesday, and then I started shivering again. And I thought it was just because it was cold, and then I felt my face, and I was like warm, and I took my temperature, and then it kept going up, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then, so, like Tuesday was miserable. Luckily, Tylenol is like just a godsend when it comes to fevers. But after that, like it's I went to the doctor, got some antibiotics. Luckily, it's not the C word.
But you're ready for E3?
Yes, we're ready to go now.
All right,
finally.
Awesome.
I should have done this quicker.
Awesome.
It's, pre-show.
It's a pre-show. As much as I am glad you're feeling better. We do have some video games to talk about. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited to talk about games. I'm excited to see games. I'm cautious.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm just cautious.
Hayden, Ubisoft's done nothing but ramp up our excitement here in the last few minutes.
Ubisoft's pre-show has been on fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys are such haters. I have not hated.
Flying around on a drone in Watch Dogs Legion is my favorite moment.
It's a pre-show.
Of
it's like a countdown.
So.
It's kind of cool.
It's not. Okay, no. There's a difference between a countdown and a pre-show. A pre-show is a show. A countdown is a countdown.
Well, this is a countdown.
I feel like we're getting a countdown show right now. So anyway,
it's better than just staring at a clock on the screen.
But that's why we're here. So because we're actually going to talk about things we might see at the Ubisoft show before the Ubisoft show starts. We might be wrong, but at least we'll talk about it. So guys, Ubisoft is the first big show as far as like the actual E3 proper that's taking place from between today and Tuesday. And, we saw some other things, Summer Game Fest and some Battlefield stuff earlier in the week. And we might talk about that later today, but we'll for sure hit on it at some point this week, but not here on the pre-show. Today, we're talking Ubisoft. So we know, let's talk real quick about what we know we're going to see. We know for sure that we're going to see some Rainbow Six Extraction here. We know we're going to see Far Cry 6, and we know we're going to see Riders Republic. We know those three things are going to happen. So, guys, let's start Riders Republic, actually, because I think that's the one that we probably know the least about so far.
Mm-hmm.
I would disagree with that.
Well, that's fine.
Maybe
maybe Extraction. But let's jump in and talk about that one first. And first of all, how excited are you for this game? Are you feeling like it's something that you're really excited to see at E3 this year? And then what are you hoping to see from it going forward to make you excited to buy it, whether it's this fall or later? Hayden, let's go to you.
Oh, I'm excited. I don't think they need to show that much to convince me. Like what we saw last year with we got a little bit of gameplay. We got a pretty good overview of what you can do in the game. I don't know how much more I need to see, but I'm very happy to take some more gameplay videos. If it's just a trailer, then let's see. Yeah, I've seen enough of that. I'm excited of either way, and I'm going to buy it either way. I wouldn't mind seeing some proper multiplayer stuff. That would be quite nice because that's the main part of the game, right? And if they spoke about a roadmap plans for after, that'd be quite cool too. Because I don't know when this game launches. Do they have a launch window? Is it 2022? Is it later this year?
Well, remember they talked about how they're going to launch X amount of AAA games in a window.
Those statements are garbage. Those are.
It's between now and next March and the next March.
Right, so it's in the next year. Yeah, so it's close enough to release so they could start showing some proper multiplayer footage or something. That'd be quite nice. Get some people playing it on some pre-recorded footage or something.
Yeah. So I was a huge fan of Steep until I played a lot of it. So that's not to say it was a bad game. It wasn't. It didn't grab me. Steven, these types of games always really draw my attention when I see trailers, when I see the hype for it. And then when I get into it and start playing, sometimes I sort of lose that, that hype and that passion for it pretty quickly. Are you worried about that happening at all here? Did it happen to you with Steep?
I mean, yeah, it definitely happened with Steep. I was excited, and then I bought it, and like it was okay. Like I wanted to like it more than I did. I think I kind of wanted more SSX than anything else, and I thought some of the stuff outside of snowboarding and skiing would be better than it was. Like I don't think the wingsuit worked as well as I hoped it would. But I am super excited for the amount of just different stuff there seems to be in this game, because there is a huge 7-minute long gameplay trailer on the Xbox store, and that's why I was shocked when this game got delayed. But if you're watching the stream right now, you're seeing the guy biking down the mountain, trying not to fall off, and I that seems like it's fun. I had really fun with the Lonely Mountain Downhill game. That's on Game Pass, and that's just one of the many things. Obviously, there's snowboarding and skiing. We saw the earlier parts of the trailer. Wingsuits. It just seems like a crazy, crazy experience, and I hope the player base kind of lives up to that, because I think without it, that some of that crazy stuff will not happen if you can't get a lot of people in your matches. But I'm excited for this, and I can't wait. I hope it comes sooner rather than later. I hope we get a release date of this.
Yeah, I think we will, and it might just be sort of a window, but or maybe you're hoping for a concrete date. I hope that's the case. Not 100% sure, but what do you think is the formula, guys? So what's the right formula for a game like this? Because I remember back in the aughts when, some of these snowboarding games would come out, and the skateboarding games, etc., and they were really fun and they hooked me, and I played them for a long time. And I feel like the ones over the Xbox One and PS4 generation maybe didn't do that quite as much, at least not for me. So do you guys have a formula in mind that you think would really work, that you'd love to see from them today?
Yes. Arcade beats simulation every time in this. You see games like Skate, right? A super popular skateboarding game, and it is a little difficult, and it's definitely more tough than the Tony Hawk games, but they're still fun, and they're still arcadey in a lot of ways. But I think games like SSX work better when they're arcadey. The reason they were so fun on the older generation is because you try to rack up high scores doing crazy things that are not realistic, but that's fun. And sometimes simulation gets a little less fun, especially with some of these types of games. Realism kind of ruins some of the fun at times. Yep. So I think if you make it a little more arcadey, you make it better, and I think that'll help make this game succeed.
I would agree with you 100%. Actually, I think if you can bring some arcade style fun to this, and do you remember Burnout 3 Takedown at all? Stephen Hayden, probably not,
yes,
but Stephen.
No.
Yeah, so it had the crash mode where you just rack up the points by doing these crazy crashes and all this stuff. It was a racing game, but it was also that. And that was, to me, one of my most favorite, most fun, games in that genre, because it had that element to it. So I agree with you 100%. I think the arcadey side of this would be really good. So I hope we get to see that today a little bit.
What it makes me think of?
What's that?
Makes me think of GTA. Jumping around, jumping out of helicopters, BMXing down Mount Chiliad. I feel like they've took that doing crazy stuff with your friends in a big sandbox and just expanded it in every way they possibly could. And I feel like that's not a bad way to go, because I feel like Steven said, arcadey is good, right? You just want to ragdoll around and get thrown off a snowboard and BMX stupidly fast down a big mountain, and this seems like the right thing. And I feel like I enjoy doing that stuff in GTA anyway, finding stunt paths on Mount Chiliad and just tanking down it as fast as I possibly can and seeing if I survive it.
Yep, that's really fun. And we had a question in chat, is this anything like Trials, I think is what they were getting at, and no, by everything we've seen, not at all. So another question just now, any Skull and Bones announcements? No, there won't. Don't look for that here. The only
You
announcement still
never know.
ongoing.
We might get a full reveal, like a new.
Yeah, okay. The only announcement Skull and Bones ever makes is that it's delayed again. So don't count on that. We just heard recently that it's delayed again. So no, don't count on Skull and Bones here. Don't count on Beyond Good and Evil 2 here. Either one of those things are not going to happen. So
you really don't think we'll see a Beyond Good and Evil 2? I think there's a chance for that.
Maybe like a super teaser, like maybe a one more thing at the end, just to kind of remind everybody that still exists.
You think it's that far away? I
do.
It's been what, 3 years since we saw it. I feel like we're gonna get something.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything for a long time. It's almost like they're pretending that it doesn't exist anymore. Even though they have come out a couple times and said, yes, it's still a thing. But no, I don't expect to hear on that game here, and I definitely don't expect Skull and Bones.
Not happening.
So let's move on into Far Cry 6, guys, and we'll save Extraction for last. Far Cry 6, thoughts? I mean, we've kind of seen a decent amount already. I'm hoping to see a lot more of Chorizo the dog, and that he never gets hurt because he's amazing. So, Steve, we'll go to you first here. Far Cry 6, what stands out? What can they do to sell you on the game today?
Nothing. They don't need to show it. I am interested in the game. Like, you can show me a little more gameplay, but you really don't need to. And I don't think they're going to be honest with you, because they did the whole thing like a couple weeks ago. Like, why would they do that then if they're going to show it here? I think the whole point of showing it like a week ago was so they wouldn't need to show it here. My prediction is we're not seeing Far Cry 6. Or if we do, it's just a very short, like, little thing. Nothing.
I think so. I'm gonna counter you here. We'll see who's right. I part of me hopes you're right, but
you think we're getting the Halo treatment, don't you?
I think we're getting the Legion treatment from E3 2019 when they did the deep dive into Watch Dogs Legion.
That's exactly what I think we're getting.
Showing how you get how you switch from character to character. You know what I mean?
I do.
I think we're getting that here for Far Cry.
We could see that. Never mind.
And the reason is because neither of these other two games are that type of game where you can do that. Like the Extraction's more of a co-op experience, and Riders Republic is just more of like do a race and do an event and do whatever. But this one, you can really jump into the characters and mess around a little bit with a deep dive, and I feel like that's what we're going to get. I would imagine we'll see a good 15 to 20 minutes of Far Cry 6 here. So Hayden, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think exactly the same. I think we see a lot of Far Cry. I think it's probably their main focus. I mean, it's the one releasing soonest, right? I feel like that is the main thing right now. I feel like they want to show things that are guaranteed releases. I mean, not that like Rise Republic and Extraction aren't, but this is closer. This is more. They can be more confident on this. Like nothing's going to mess it up now. So, yeah, I think we see a lot. I think we see season pass stuff. I mean, we got that pretty early for Watch Dogs Legion, right? Where they showed you could play as like Aiden Pierce in the season pass.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we get that. I mean, they did tease it. Maybe like yesterday there was a short teaser clip where it was like you can play as. It said you are Voss from like Far Cry 3, you are like Pagan Min from Far Cry 4, you are Joseph from Far Cry 5, and then it just cut off. So like I assume that's their season pass plans. Like you can play as those characters, whether it's like just a skin or whether they have like short missions to tie in. I have no idea. Probably just skins, but
yeah.
I think that's their move.
Yeah, I don't know.
They want you to buy the gold edition, people.
Oh, of course they do. Yeah, why not? So yeah, I'm with Steven on the idea that I don't necessarily need to see a lot more on this, but I kind of want to, and I want to see what the world is like, what I can all do in it. We saw a little bit about some of the weapons and how that the diversity in those and how that you have lots of different types of weapons and different things you can do. So I'm looking to maybe see a little bit more of that, but ultimately more gameplay, like what a mission looks like, and I think we might see that here. So, a couple things, guys, in chat real quick. Just first, I would personally love to see the return of Assassin's Creed competitive multiplayer, guys.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So, do you think there's any chance?
No.
You don't?
Oh,
Okay.
no. No chance, but I want it.
All right.
Well,
So
you
why?
know what? Actually, Ubisoft has said they're going to that like less AAA, more like free to play
Live service, yeah.
service games. And
Mhm.
I think you could do an Assassin's Creed multiplayer not attached to an Assassin's Creed game. That's a live service game that might be fun.
Okay.
So I think there's a slim, like I'd say 2% chance.
2% chance.
But
And what percent
I'd
are
be
you putting
interested
on
in
it?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would too, actually.
I'm gonna go with a solid 0% chance that we get anything like
okay.
multiplayer Assassin's Creed. I just don't think
right.
it's gonna happen.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. I think it's probably highly unlikely. I'll be the optimist and say 5% here. So other question, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, are they going to make a real game? And this is one of the most rumored announcements every year at E3 for as long as I can remember recently. Guys, is this finally the year that Splinter Cell is confirmed as a real thing by Ubisoft? Steven, what do you think?
My money is on no. I think to be a successful showing today, I think you might need to, but I'm not holding my breath. I don't. I want to say yes because obviously it feels like it's right? But it's just Ubisoft. I don't see how you can make Splinter Cell a live service game necessarily unless you kind of do the Hitman route, which I guess you could do. I put it at like 15%, maybe 20.
Okay.
Much as I want to
Chad,
like 100.
Chad, get those questions in, and we'll keep answering them as we go through the pre-show as we have time. Hayden, thoughts on that?
Well, Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell, yeah.
I am reasonably optimistic because of the Netflix show announcement. I'm like, could happen because I think they also announced something Far Cry for Netflix, and we're getting Far Cry 6, so that makes me think if we're getting a Splinter Cell show, then we also get a Splinter Cell game.
How big of a troll would it be if they showed off a bunch of Splinter Cell footage and then it was just the show?
Just the show, yeah. Could happen. I think they also showed some TV stuff, aren't they? Like,
yeah, I think
something TV.
I think the last 2 years we covered E3 19 and 18. I think I predicted that they would confirm it, and then it didn't happen. So this year I'm going to go the opposite way and hope that works again. And I'll just say no in the hopes that it does. So
then I'll jinx it and say it's coming 100%.
All right. So Prince of Persia, do we see anything there?
Oh yes, I bet we do.
Didn't it get delayed into next year?
I think it got delayed indefinitely. I don't know.
I feel like that might be
think
right.
we see it.
I don't know about it.
I think they need to mention it.
Well, they have to show something this show, so you know. I have a feeling it's going to be the Division Heartland.
I think they kind of have shied away from committing to that at E3, but we'll see. I don't know. And I don't think their show is going to be terribly long. I don't have they said exactly how long it's going to be. I should probably know this, but yeah.
I don't think they have.
So
regardless, we have 9 minutes and we need to talk about.
Yeah, we need to talk about Rainbow Six Extraction. So, all right, Rainbow Six Extraction is not a sequel to Rainbow Six Siege. It is a spin-off. Hayden, I'm going to let you kind of explain the premise of it and
I mean, aliens. Am I right?
Yep.
That's about where we're at. I mean,
yeah.
I think I was reading earlier it was something about like a technological parasite or something like that. I mean, obviously it ties into their what was it called? Something event that they did in Rainbow Six Siege. The alien one that everyone got hyped for, and they announced the game like just after, right? And then there was the big delay and the name change and whatever else happened. Now we're properly going to see Parasite, Quarantine, Rainbow Six Siege 2, Extraction. And I'm excited. I mean, I don't know how much we see. I hope there's like some solid gameplay. I'd love for like a full like mission, whatever it is that you like doing. You know what I mean? Like wave fighting. I have no idea what to expect from this. Like it's something along those lines, maybe like holding off against waves of the aliens, kind of like COD Zombies, essentially. But I mean, I'd like to see like a full mission, if not at least some like gameplay past like a prep stage. But
I would
I don't
too.
know. We already had the trailer the other day, so you have to assume there's
Yeah.
something more substantial at E3.
So
Ubisoft
I wanna-
been really weird this year.
Yeah, I want to see a mission because I feel, Steven, like this is very similar to the. I keep forgetting the name of the mode, and I apologize, but from Gears of War 5, the new mode, you know,
Busters.
is it that one? Okay.
Yes.
So I feel like it's pretty similar to that. Are you getting the same vibe from it, or
That's kind of what I
or
was feeling
different?
based off of the trailer. And yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like a technological parasite, like Hayden was saying. They're just I mean, we're definitely seeing something here because it said at the end of the trailer to tune into the show. So we'll find out exactly what it's going to be like in 7 minutes. I hope it's kind of like has a single. I hope it kind of follows the Gears model a little bit, where it has a single player campaign. It has or that you play co-op. It has like the Hive Busters stuff, and it has like a horde mode. I think that could be kind of cool.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping so. I'm actually pretty set on giving this game a go, and I do want to get into Rainbow Six Siege. So
my question for you is, what's more
Yeah.
likely?
What?
Sam Fisher in Rainbow Six Extraction or Sam Fisher in his own Splinter Cell game at this E3?
So probably Extraction.
That'd be so funny if they start the Extraction trailer with like Sam Fisher bringing down his like night vision goggles, and then all the aliens start coming out, and it's like all the other operators come in.
Hey, Ubisoft, you can only do that if you show Sam Fisher later in the show, like very similar to what we saw yesterday with Elden Ring being mentioned like 7,000 times before it finally got shown at the end of the day. You can only do that if you show Splinter Cell to end the show.
Yeah. So, guys, real quick, Steven, I'm going to throw this question at you. One that'll definitely show Just Dance. Will we see Just Dance at Ubisoft today?
Yeah, I'd imagine.
I would think so. We always
like
do.
a-
And then they make a huge thing of it.
It's
I
like the
think
best
they're
game they
fun.
release every year.
And
They're stupid fun.
No, I mean like the I like their like when they show it, when they bring the dancers out.
well, the
and they're-
games are fun.
Well, the games are fun. Yeah, I think we do see it. What I'm hoping for is a new Trials game.
I just hope so because I want to see the guy like crash into the podium again.
Yeah, well, the best hits from Ubisoft.
Yeah, all the greatest hits. Bring them all in. Have the bunny from Just Dance like crash into the podium. Just do it all together at the same time, and it'll be great.
While riding a
So-
bicycle, exactly.
Yeah, keep getting questions, and everybody will answer them as we have time. We've got about 5 minutes left before Ubisoft goes live. So, and just a reminder, everybody, make sure to hit the like button if you're in our stream right now. We'd really appreciate that. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't yet. We'll have E3 coverage throughout the entire event here over the next few days, and lots of gaming coverage going forward here on Generation Xbox. And for E3, I know if you're a video game fan and you see Generation Xbox there, we are not covering just Xbox. Obviously, we're covering everything over the course of E3, and then going forward, we're a little more Xbox focused. So
don't forget, we're doing a post show right immediately following. So tune back in. To us.
As soon, we cannot host the Ubisoft stream due to E3 rules, but we will be back right after the show with an actual what will be a podcast episode, but also a live stream here on YouTube to talk about the show and talk about our thoughts on it. So also to ask any questions you guys have. Celebrity host, we got a question. Will we see? Ubisoft's well known for bringing in celebrities, and they've had very differing results. Sometimes they're just brutally awkward. So I don't know if we'll get a celebrity host this year. Do you think we'll see a Keanu Reeves moment? Yeah,
you know what I hope they do? This would be like the one. If they bring out Giancarlo Esposito for like his Far Cry thing, right? Because like he'll, if they do Far Cry, they'll bring him out, and then if they're like, and there's one more thing, and they show like a very, very brief teaser for their Star Wars thing and confirm it's like Mandalorian focused. That'd be cool.
That would be a really good way to kick off E3.
But Ubisoft won't do that.
No.
They're not as cool as me. They won't.
No.
Yeah.
How many times do you think we'll see the words Ubisoft Original today?
Oh, is that's the name of every single game they make now, isn't it?
Yes.
All of them.
Like 7.
Okay.
So you're betting there's 7 games shown total.
Well, no, I think they're just going to throw it onto everything. so
Mhm.
including stuff that's already out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we're gonna see anything for Immortals: Phoenix Rising, either expansions or DLC or anything like?
Nah, I don't think they mention it all.
That's unfortunate.
Maybe.
I think that's been their best. I actually liked it more than the last Assassin's Creed. It's been their best open world game, most fun.
Guys, I'm a little bummed out if the 3 games we've talked about are the only 3 they talk about on the entire show. I mean, not that that's nothing. It's
They
those are
said
3
there'd be
big games.
surprises, and the big
Yeah.
rumor is Mario Rabbids, right? Like Mario Rabbids
Yeah.
2.
We already saw
That's
that.
the big going rounds. They haven't really announced that, have they?
Yes, they did. They did it this morning. Nintendo announced it.
Hot damn!
So cool. And then it just comes, I'm sure we'll see a little bit of it here, and then obviously probably
Yeah,
at
I bet it
Nintendo
will.
on Tuesday. So yeah. All right, out of the games that people have asked about, so Prince of Persia, Splinter Cell, etc., Beyond Good and Evil 2, which one do you think we're most, I guess I'll throw Skull and Bones in because somebody said that too. Which one do you think we're most likely to see? What's the best chance of those games to surprise us and be like, well, I wasn't expecting that?
For me, it's Beyond Good and Evil 2 out of those because we already know it exists.
Mhm.
It seems like it's getting close to that point where you're going to show something, unless, like you said, they stealth canceled it and pretending it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I feel about Beyond Good and Evil 2. I feel like we'll never hear about it again.
Mhm.
I honestly think Splinter Cell has a decent chance of appearing.
So
Yeah.
real quick before we wrap up, Tyler, Casey just said it in chat.
Yeah.
What new Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
The Origins and Odyssey did come out a year apart, and so this year would be a year after Valhalla. I don't know. Do we see a new Assassin's Creed?
I mean, I really doubt it because I think we would have heard rumblings of it by now. So I think we're going to start seeing years in between.
There was a
Some of
year
these
between
games?
Origins and Odyssey, wasn't there?
I
I think there was. I think it
year
was
between
16, 18, 20. Yeah.
Origins and
I
Odyssey.
thought you said like there
Yeah.
was a year total between them.
Okay. No, they
Yeah,
came
no.
out back to back years, didn't they? Or was it?
that's
No,
what I
No.
mean.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah, yeah.
16 and 18.
One
Yeah.
year later,
Yeah.
Odyssey.
But they were kind of working on the games together in conjunction, whatever. So, no, I don't think we see Assassin's Creed this year, except maybe a tease, like a really, really quick tease. Hayden, real quick, because we're running out of time. What do you think?
I hope Star Wars. I want Star Wars.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Sounds
All right,
good.
well,
So
make sure to
all
tune
right.
in at the end of the show for our post-show coverage.
remember to
of
like
Ubisoft.
and subscribe. Thanks, everybody. And head on over to the Ubisoft stream now to catch it. We'll be back with you as soon as it's done. Have a good time, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Right.